I'm a bail disruptor for the Bail Project, but I really consider myself a freedom fighter. Like, cause we're fighting for freedom for individuals who can't fight for their own freedom, who can't afford their freedom. So right now in Cleveland, this is like a military base almost, I would describe it. On a regular day, I would wake up, go into the jails, pick those who are eligible for our program, and I post those bills. It's a daily routine, and it was interrupted that day because of some cops.
Can I have my ID back, please?
I was in the Justice Center until maybe 3:34, going through the docket, sitting in the courtroom with a few of the judges, the prosecutors, and public defenders to see all the folks who were eligible to get bail and who received personal bails, so we can post bails, but also provide advocacy for the folks who got personal bails who may need assistance. I did 2 virtual interviews with 2 individuals who received bail. They were charged with rioting, and these were the 2 individuals that I was ultimately going to bail out. So Kareem was still there doing interviews. I left. We're now under curfew. So the curfew states that, if you're not a downtown resident, pretty much you can't come into downtown. But if you are a downtown resident, you can leave out of downtown and return if you're going to get like maybe essential items or going to work. I had my friend go get me some Chick-fil-A. I met her outside of the perimeter. I rode over the bridge, rode right past the police. The same officers, eventually I ended up stopping me. Talked to her for maybe about 10 minutes. Then I proceeded to come back home. So as I'm riding past the perimeter again, the officer states that, hey, I need to see your ID. And I yelled to him like, I live downtown, and I'm in mid-stride, like pedaling. A state trooper eventually got behind me. And once I got midway over the bridge, maybe about 5, 6 cars like sort of pinned me in. It was maybe a total of 15 officers there that stopped me, like all white officers too, and just to say that. But first they asked me for my ID. I didn't want to give them my ID. Like, I didn't commit a crime. I shouldn't have to show who I am or anything. I'm a downtown resident that's following the law and doing what I'm supposed to do. So I immediately became frustrated. Like, we had an exchange of words, and one of the officers said I was disrespectful. And I had to explain, like, there's no crime in speaking your mind. That's my First Amendment right, is freedom of speech. It's a bit of anxiety and frustration there, especially with the climate that we're in right now. But I gave them my ID eventually. It shows my address. It shows that I stay downtown. Instead of them just looking at my ID and letting me go, they proceeded to run my name. I sat on the curb for maybe about an hour. And then they gave me my ticket and I went on my way. I went home, I ate my chicken nuggets and fries, and I showered, and I requested funds from Zach and for those 2 individuals I had to bail out. And then I grabbed my bike, going towards the Justice Center. I get about maybe like 400 to 500 feet away from my house, and an officer, he hits a U-turn and pulls on the side of me and say, where are you going? They radioed in and said that I had a run-in with them earlier on the bridge. And he's like, he doesn't listen. And it was something of that nature, like basically he doesn't listen, he's going to jail. In my pocket, I had my driver's license, the county badge, which states Cuyahoga County and Bail Project at the bottom. And I had my Bail Project debit card, and it says the Bail Project and Anthony Body. So you would think that they would put 2 and 2 together. But no, as I was being arrested, it was a white woman walking her dog, and they didn't bother her whatsoever. Got to jail, sat in the intake pod, about 10 of us in the intake pod. You have COVID going on. Our county jail is known for death. There's quite a few people that have died in our county jail, and with COVID, especially, a jail is not a place where you can socially distance. They gave me my blankets and my county orange suit, went to my pod, they opened the cell, there was another gentleman in there, and I asked the CO, it's COVID. I thought it was supposed to be separate cells, individuals. And he said, hey, have your family call downtown and file a complaint or file a lawsuit or something. One of the gentlemen that I was going to bail out was on the pod with me. And we got to joking. I'm saying, man, I was coming to bail you out. It's your fault while I'm in here. And we got to laughing, but it's absurd. Like, I'm here to help people, but you taking that away from me. Like, you taking away my freedom. I didn't get out of jail till like 7:30 p.m. And now I'm here. We hear these stories and we read these stories online about how egregious the conditions are within the jail, or how the staff acts, how lazy they are, or what they do and don't do. But I got to experience that firsthand. Like, the jail's filthy. With COVID going on, you would think they would take better precautions in cleaning the jail. You would think that the staff would be more attentive in helping the people that are going there. No one who's coming in through intake has been convicted of anything. So they all should be perceived as innocent, and they also should think that could be me, because I didn't think that I would go out this day trying to obtain freedom for some people and my freedom would be taken, but that was me.